Welcome, Golden Girls. I love the name of our team. My name's Elizabeth Guyver, and I am the lucky coach who gets to work with you guys to help you guys re-rank, rank up, or at least increase your business by 20% over May. I totally believe all the goals that you set are achievable, and we're going to do our darndest to get you there. So tonight, I first want to start off with the obstacles. Several of you shared kind of some things that are holding you back, some obstacles, some roadblocks, some mental, where you're stuck in your mindset. And so I wrote down what you said, and I made some notes in 4 categories that I feel like most roadblocks and obstacles fall in. And the very first one that I really, truly believe we cannot have success, reach our goals, do the things if we can't start with the right mindset, okay? If we don't have the right mindset, the rest of this isn't even gonna matter, okay? So mindset is the first thing that we have to focus on and work on and get in the right frame of mind so that we can move on and do the things that we want for our family and the goals that we set for ourselves. So I have some things written under mindset. I'm going to be looking at my notes a lot because I have a lot of things written down. The first thing that I feel like is super important that I myself need to get back to doing better, and I have since I started exercising, because that's been a huge hurdle and roadblock in my health journey, is affirmations. Because I've always told myself, you're not, fit. You aren't strong. You can't do hard things. You hate exercise. We've got to change what we're saying to ourselves. So whatever is holding you back, I want you to turn it around and make a truth out of it, that like you have already overcome it, and repeat it to yourself daily. I'm not saying 10 things, maybe 3 things, maybe 4 or 5, but really hone in on what is up here between your ears that's holding you back. Some of the things you mentioned, make those into affirmations and repeat them throughout the day. Post them everywhere. I truly believe it's helping me in my journey to exercise, and I know it's going to help you guys get in the right mindset frame to do what you want to do this month. Part of your mindset, guys, it always goes back to your why. When you're thinking, I can't do this, I don't know what to do, I've got this, that, and the other in the way. Guys, go back to your why. You have to remember why you're doing this. When you go back to your why, and I'm not talking about like, oh, I just want to have some extra money. No, think what that's going to do for your family. Visualize you having reached the goal that you've set, the dream, where you want to be in this business. Pretend you're there and think about, what would that feel like? What would that look like? How would that help my family? Because if you can visualize that and it's deep in your heart, like that's what I really want out of this, that's my whole goal. And it may be something completely different than anybody else, but it's your why. And that's important to you. And you will fight for, you will show up, you will make time, you will do the hard things if you have a crystal clear picture of why you're even doing this. Okay? So get a clear why. And I want you to see it and feel it. Okay? So get detailed on that why, because you're going to refer to that often on those days where you just don't feel like it, or somebody hurt your feelings, or somebody turns off their subscription. Go back to the why. I promise you, it will keep you going. I go back to mine every single day, just to keep it fresh in my mind and keep my perspective in check, because we get to choose to do this or choose not to do this. No boss is coming by to check and make sure Elizabeth's doing her IPA. Nobody's checking to make sure you do the things that you need to reach your goals too. It comes back to us, and it comes back to, why are we even doing this? I'll tell you what, the biggest cure for getting over feeling stuck, feeling like I'm overwhelmed, feeling like I can't do this, is action. Take action. And we're going to talk about some things you can do that are taking action. Every time I get discouraged, every time I'm disappointed, every time I'm in a funk, I say, Elizabeth, go do something in your business. Go take some action. And guys, I'm not saying immediately I get a new customer or a new ambassador, but I do immediately feel a sense of success, a sense of accomplishment. I'm like re-energized. I meet some new people. Somebody responds with a positive, response that maybe they're interested. And I feel like, okay, now I'm back in my groove. It just takes me getting into action. And getting into action takes you out of that mindset of nothing's working. I can't do any of this. You do. You get in action, and it definitely shifts your mindset back on why you love this. Okay. I also have written down, because some of you mentioned this, sometimes we get overwhelmed, and in our mind we're thinking, we just can't do this. We've got too many things going on. This is just too much. We've got to break it down and cut out the clutter. You don't have to do all the things that you know are possible in a Plexus business. You need to prioritize and know what's going to move the needle forward the most for you. And it may be different than other people on this call. But you don't have to do all the things. You just have to decide what's working for you and maybe a few things that you need to improve on, and take out the clutter. Like Erin said on our call today, let the laundry pile up. It's okay. Your house doesn't have to be immaculate all the time. It's okay. Okay, sometimes I feel like we take all of that on and it keeps us from even working our business. But some things can wait. Some things, can take a back seat for a little bit. It's okay. So clear out the clutter, break it down, plan ahead. Part of our expectations for this group are going to be planning ahead. What I mean by that is, in the morning, I want us to each post what we plan to do for the day in our business. There is no right or wrong answer. Everybody's answers are going to be different. But if you plan for your day, you're more likely to actually check those things off your list than if you just go into it by the seat of your pants and just be like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. No, have a plan. It saves you time. It saves you from wondering. It saves you the stress. It makes you feel accomplished because you have a plan. And then at the end of the day, we're all going to come back and share, how did our plan go? How many things did we knock off our list? Again, every day we're not going to get everything done on our list. You know what I mean? But share what is getting accomplished each day. Okay? So have a plan ahead. The last thing I thought would be great for our mindset is to grab an accountability partner. It can be somebody in this group. It can be somebody on your own team. Maybe they're in a different group and you're like, okay, girl, we're working on our goals this month. Let's partner up. Let's check in daily. Have an accountability partner. Okay, you've got this group, but sometimes it even helps to just have that one person that you guys can message back and forth and encourage each other and check in and see how things are going. It keeps your mindset focused on your goals. And it's amazing when you're doing it with somebody else who has their goals and they're running right along with you. So those are the things that I think will really help your mindset, which is, to me, by far the most important, because we won't accomplish anything else if we're stuck in our own heads. Okay. The next thing, the next roadblock that I believe that holds us back, and I saw a lot of you commenting with this, is I don't even know what to do. I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know what I should be doing. So here's some things that I think will help you stay focused. And you might not need to do all of these things, but you decide for yourself some things that you can add to maybe what you're already doing, or tweak what you're already doing, and focus on just tackling the list that you have for yourself. One of them, I just have simply post 2 to 3 times a day and make one of them a Plexus post. Simple. We all know that. You guys have been around long enough. Daily posting builds not only your belief and keeps you keeps you on track for your goals. It's always building everybody in your network's belief also. And you never know who's watching, and you never know when it's going to be the right time for them. But if they see that you haven't posted in 2 weeks, guess what? Their belief goes, psh, or they start watching so-and-so's posts and they start tuning in and they go to that person. Okay? People do see when we take a step back. And if you've taken a step back, just it's a fresh, clean slate. Jump back in. It's okay. Sometimes even people that have taken a step back put it out there. Guys, I know I've been missing in action, but I've been overwhelmed with life and sports and kids and end of school year, whatever. I'm still loving my products. I'm still here, and start sharing again. But let them know, hey, I didn't go anywhere. I've just been really busy, but I still love my products. And share what they're doing for you. And then just slowly start working it back into part of your daily routine, because people are watching. I have people 7 years later reaching out to me for the first time, never even knew they were following my posts, never liked any posts, but they finally decided they need Plexus, and they came to me, and they've been following me for years. Nothing builds belief in others like seeing your consistent sharing and excitement for these products and what they're doing for you and for others. Another thing that I do is I keep lists, and I'm going to tell you the kinds of lists I keep. This is invaluable. I keep a list of people that I'm working on getting to know better. Not Plexus, relationship building, people on my Facebook. I actually have put them in a category called Love, Serve, Grow in my friends list. And once a day, I click on that Love, Serve, Grow category under my friends list, and I go through there and interact with them on their most recent posts. I do that every single day. And honestly, most of the people that join me now, I only know from Facebook. I did not know before Plexus. So that's a list that I keep. Another list is people who have shown interest in Plexus and that you've talked to, but they haven't done anything yet. The next list is your current and new customers. And the next list are your ambassadors, and especially your new ambassadors. You have to check in with them more often. Until they're in love with their products, finding success, loving their routine, you've got to touch on them. I would say once a week for the first month, and then maybe every 2 weeks the next month. And then you decide from there based on how it's going for them. If you've got them on the right products, they're loving it, maybe once a month. But in the beginning, they need hand-holding. They need your belief poured into them that it's worth sticking it out. So you've got to have those names front and center. Okay, now you need to decide how many from each of those groups you're going to work or touch on each day. How many relationship building people? How many people that have shown interest are you going to follow up with maybe a testimony, an invite to a Plexus call, an invite to a challenge? Then how many new customers or current customers, and how many new ambassadors you're going to check up with. You decide the number that fits your team and your lists. The next thing is, if it helps you to use an IPA sheet, there are tons to choose from. I do not have any with me tonight, but if it helps you stay accountable, we can find you some IPA sheets to choose from. Some people love to do it. Some people don't. Some people like to use a spiral and just put the date at the top and write down all the work they did and who they followed up with and reached out that day. I actually use a spiral a month. I just get those cheap, 25-cent spirals, and I'll put January on it, and then I use it. And then I have a reference for the whole month in one cheap little spiral. That works for me. Then I'm talking about when you're sharing and posting, you want to vary what you're sharing. A lot of us get stuck, and I'm guilty. Pink drink post, pink drink post, pink drink post. We have a lot more products than pink drink. But what we tend to fall into, I see, and I'm guilty too, is it comes across like I'm advertising ProBio 5. I'm giving all the details, and I've got this pretty graphic. I really, truly believe people scroll by. Okay? We've got to make it more personal. Maybe holding 2 capsules of ProBio 5 in your hand, taking a picture of it. And just saying, you might even share about an ingredient or share, what it's doing for you. But make it as personable as possible. Because when they see that beautiful graphic, and I'm not saying don't ever use them, a lot of times people use them in their stories too. But we can't rely on that all the time because people get conditioned to scrolling past. It doesn't make them want to lean in. You've got to somehow capture their attention. If it's 2 capsules in your hand, people might be like, well, what is she holding? You know what I mean? Kind of try to pique their curiosity. Also, you need to think about, who do I want to reach? Who am I trying to reach here? Who am I trying to connect with? Who would be the perfect customer? Who would be the perfect runner to do this with? Who am I looking for? And this is a separate exercise where you'll spend 10 minutes writing down the person that you are trying to speak to on Facebook or Instagram. Somebody that you can connect with, somebody that would be your dream teamer or an ideal customer if you're really passionate about how Plexus helps with gut health and you know all the things that Plexus helps with gut health. Who do you know? Who comes to mind? Speak to that audience. That is kind of your niche. And I'm not saying just people who want to lose weight, but I'm just saying, think about who the perfect customer. And there's lots of YouTube videos. If you go to YouTube and type in how to find the perfect customer avatar, there are all kinds of short videos to help you do that. I watched a couple of them today, but I was just going to tell you guys, if that's something you want to find out how to do better, go watch YouTube videos and just type in like how to find your customer, they call them avatar. And you'll find lots of helpful hints, tips on how to do that. Because if you're trying to speak to everybody, you're probably speaking to nobody. You have to connect with somebody. So that's just something else I want to throw out there. Avoiding graphics, using photos, like personal things, are much more attractive. A lot of times it could just be, you know, a picture of your kids running around or something like that. And then in your post, you're talking about, good Lord, today was exhausting. You know, my kids are running around like crazy. I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't been, you know, or just, and go into the product, but don't start off with, you know, your kids in a pink drink or your kids in an active all the time. Catch their attention with the picture, draw them in with a sentence that they can relate to, and then tell the story and share the product that's helping you deal with whatever that is. And I'll tell you guys what, if you did not see last Monday night's call with Krista Deary, she did the Motivational Monday call. I've posted it on my team page, but I will post it in this thread after the call. Phenomenal. That girl she skyrocketed to diamond once she started being her authentic self and learning to write her posts in a way that drew people in. And her story's not going to be like our stories, but she gives you specific things to do to switch up how you're sharing Plexus in a more authentic storytelling, draw you in, make you want to read the whole thing kind of post, instead of starting off with like, I love active, it helps me get through the day. No, people are going to probably like and scroll on. And I'm learning this too. In fact, I did 2 posts this week trying to be more authentic, and I got like double, triple, quadruple, 10 times the likes I normally get on a Facebook Plexus post. So it does work, and I got those ideas from watching that Krista Deer video that I will post in the comments for you guys. In our thread. So those are all of the things under what to do. You all really do know what to do. You may just need to tweak how you're doing it. And again, you don't have to do all the things. You choose what you feel is lacking or needing more of in your daily IPA to move the needle forward. The third thing I want to touch on is the obstacle of time. So many people get hung up on not feeling like they have enough time, and I totally get it. I am in the empty nester stage, so I have a lot more time. I'm a teacher. I'm off this summer. But a lot of people have kids at home. They watch grandkids. They work a full-time job year round. They might work 2 jobs. But guys, you can find the time. It just may look different. It may not be an hour all at once. It may not be every day at 9 a.m. But here's some things about time. First of all, planning ahead the night before. Tomorrow, these are my non-negotiables. I've got to get these things done. And finding that nook or cranny on when you're going to be like, this is my business time. You might have to involve your shareholders. You might have to have the husband give the kids a bath or put them to bed or make the dinner. And you've got to involve them and ask for their help, because you do need some uninterrupted time to do your best, to put your best effort into your business. If you're doing all the things and trying to make a post, you're just going to slap something up because that's all you have time for. And sometimes we feel like we've checked that box, we've posted, but then we go back and look and it's like not getting any engagement. You didn't post it at a prime time. It kind of looks salesy. So that effort didn't really do anything for you. So it's better if you can have some intentional, focused time, even if it's less than you would like. But a lot of times you're going to have to ask for help with the other things, or you're going to have to say, that laundry can wait. I'm not going to fold laundry while I work my business. I'm going to work my business and then I'll fold that after the kids go to bed or whatever. Or kids, go get some socks out of that pile over there. I've done that many times. Okay. Let's see here. Looking for an opportunity window to work with no distractions. I already said that. Make a list. Like we talked about earlier, planning ahead. Make a list of exactly what you want to do tomorrow. If you have it written down, when you get that window of time, you're going to like, boom, 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 boom. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know exactly who I'm talking to, exactly who I'm checking on. It's going to save you a ton of time. What happens if you don't have a plan? You end up scrolling Facebook and wasting a bunch of time. So a plan and a list knocks down the amount of time you actually have to spend working your business, like probably by a third. Also, another thing I do is I save good posts. I click share or save, and I go back when I need one and I tweak it, and I make sure it's going to speak to who I'm wanting to speak to. I'm making sure it's at a prime time. I'm not going to post in the mid-morning or the mid-afternoon something I want everybody to see. I'm going to post it at a prime time. But if there's a post you're like, I really want a lot of interaction on this post, I really want a lot of people to see this post, what you do is before you post it, you go comment on at least 10 people's posts. And I go to my Love, Serve, Grow, because those are the people I'm trying to get to know. Those are the people I want to see my post, or the people I've been talking Plexus with that haven't committed yet. I'm going to go see what they're posting and comment if it's recent. But you do that, then you make the post. But if you post early in the morning, lunchtime, or after dinner, those are the high traffic times. So try to save your Plexus posts for those times. Maybe use the other times to post the other things that you share. Use the notes section of your phone. Like if you're driving, like sometimes I'll be driving, I'll be like, oh my gosh, that would be a great post. Type it in your notes and you come back later and you create the post. Save a list of ideas. If you see somebody else talked about, whatever, and you like how they did it, put it in the notes of your phone. And then when you have time, sit down and make your own post. A lot of times people pick up on the copying and pasting. I do it too, guys. I do it too. But try to do more original posts if you can. And that's why the notes of your phone's a great place to store ideas. So then when you're like, I need to make a post, you can go pull that up and choose one of those and then write a post about that. Also, something you probably all do anyway, whenever you post in Instagram and have it automatically shared to Facebook. Then you've hit 2 social media platforms with 1 post. And same with stories. So those are some things to do to help you save time, because that is a huge hurdle. It is a real thing. And I want to take that burden off of you all so that you see some ways to cut down the time and make the most of the time that you do have. The 4th thing I just put down because I believe it's super important. Not really anybody said anything in this category, but belief, guys. If you do not have belief in yourself, in Plexus, in the products, in network marketing, then it's going to come across. You have to have strong belief in all of those things. And if you don't, if you don't have belief in yourself, think about what is it? What is it about yourself that you think you're not cut out for this? Where do you struggle? Go find a professional development book and read it on that topic. Reach out to an upline and say, hey girl, this is something I want to learn more about. What book recommendations do you have? Because we've all read a lot and we share ideas and we share great books. If you read 5 to 10 minutes a day, that could really move the needle in your business because it would be boosting your belief. So I can't say enough about that. Belief is super important. Also, pushing yourself out of your comfort zone helps you build your belief. When you do the scary thing, it might not go perfectly, but guess what? You did it, and you're going to realize that you can do it. And your belief in yourself is going to go up, and you're going to feel proud of yourself. So do the scary thing. Push yourself a little bit. It might be doing a live. It might be doing a video on stories. It might be hosting an event. But if we aren't constantly growing and pushing ourselves, we won't ever reach where we want to be, because who we are now isn't ready to be who we want to be. It's a series of baby steps. So try to push yourself and get out of your comfort zone. Always keep learning, and your belief will grow. Now, before I get into these tasks and things I want to share with you guys, I want to go over the expectations for this group. We have some things that or each group decided, and some things that Lena and I decided are things we expect you all to do, and then there's some optional things, okay? And the expectations are just to keep you plugged in, and because this is a group and we want to see everybody doing the things. It builds camaraderie. It helps us think, well, she did it, I'm going to do it. If nobody's commenting and sharing what they're doing, then people are like, well, why should I even do it? I mean, you know what I mean? It keeps us all excited and moving forward. So let me see if I can share screen, and I'll show you this graphic that I will post in our thread. See where it is. See if I can find it. Close all this stuff. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go. The Golden Girls Rally. Expected. And you guys have already done the first one. You've set and shared your June goal with us. And I've written them down. The second is you've attended this Zoom call, or you've watched the replay, those who are going to watch it later. The third one is you're going to either attend or host one event in the next 2 weeks with 3 personal guests. That doesn't mean invite 3. That means 3 hop on with you. Now, what I mean by attend, if your upline is doing an event, a 15-minute messenger party, or so you could join with that, or you could attend a Why Plexus Why Now that are almost every day by corporate, like twice a day. If you get 3 guests to hop on one of those calls with you, that counts. Or you can host. And I would love for you guys, if you have anybody on your team working the business or a new ambassador, invite them to do one of those 15-minute messenger chats. There are several to choose from. The posts are already made. You just link arms with them, because then not only are you inviting people, you're teaching them how to do it. So you're getting more bang for your buck in 15 minutes. So you're either attending with 3 guests or you're hosting one with 3 guests. Then the last thing is like the daily chat check-in that I talked about. You're going to plan for the day. Excuse me. Share in the morning. Man, my throat's dry. And then at the evening, you're going to come back and just share how it went. Share what you accomplished. That's going to be daily. Those are all the expected things. The optional things are, if you want to use an IPA sheet, that's amazing. If watch the recommended videos that we share, like the Krista Deary video that I will share later. Attend Zoom check-ins. We'll figure out when we're going to do these. I don't know how often they're going to be, but we might just do a 15, 20-minute check-in here and there. Attending those is optional. And then complete or incorporate the other tasks that I'm getting ready to go over. These are all just ideas. You pull from it what works for you and what you need to add to your current whatever you're doing. So this is what I'm going to post in the group so you know what's expected and what's optional. Now, let me go through the tasks and then we'll talk about the prizes. So I'm going to stop share screening. Oops. Okay. Okay, first task you've already done. You've shared your goal. Yay, you guys are amazing. The second one, you shared what's working for you and what your struggles are. So we just addressed all of those. Task number 3, it would be really good to identify your workers. If you have people on your team, go through your downline and who posts. They might not be consistent, but who posts? Who's interested in the income? Who can you invite to do this alongside you? Who do you need to find out their goals? If there's somebody on your team who posts, they must want something. Find out what their goals are. Help them. Offer some of these tips to them to get them moving the needle. They might not be in one of our groups, but find out who on your team wants something out of their Plexus business and find them or help them establish their goals, their why, so they know why they're working and what they want out of this. The fourth task was host or attend an event, never mind. The fifth task, look at your downline, pull up your back office report, and I want you to identify, go through it. What I would do is look at subscriptions, like go over to the subscription tab and hit it to where all your subscriptions pull up and go through there, especially the ones that haven't gone through yet this month, and identify and write down any ambassadors that are below 50 PV, like their sub is like 25 PV, because we don't get points with this new modernization. We don't get points for any ambassadors below 50 PV. So you want to identify those who have a sub set up for below, and then you want to reach out to them, find out how they're doing, find out if that product or two is meeting their goals, and offer. And if they say no, you find out what they need, you offer a solution and say, let me help you edit your subscription and add this so that you can start reaping those benefits. You might have to do some changing around, but try to bump them up to over 50 PV. Then you're going to look at ambassadors and preferred customers, because they're now in your downline report, that are between 50 and 99 PV. Their subs are below 100 PV. So between 50 and 99, you're going to get some points, but maybe you can reach out to them, offer a suggestion, or if they have kids, say, hey, I noticed that you're ordering ProBio 5 and BioCleanse for you, but hey, have we ever talked about the kids' products? We have incredible products for kids. Summer's out, those kids are going for the pop and the juice. We've got a drink that helps with brain development, cognitive development. We've got an amazing probiotic vitamin. They might not know about that. So find something that they could be interested in and offer it. And again, help them edit their subscription. You want everything to go through a subscription. I tell them, this is how you earn free product. This is how you save on shipping. Don't order several times through the month. Order once. Let's get you set up and help them do that. So that was task number 5. Task number 6, it goes back to making that list of potentials and relationship builders that we talked about earlier. Have those lists. I use them every single day. I can't remember every single person that I want to talk to or that I've been talking to. Messenger thread helps, but they get lost. When I message every single level 1 about a special, those other ones are way down there. If they weren't on a list, I would never see them again. So you need lists. We've talked about that one. Oh, on the daily reach outs, on the daily plan, I want you to think about how many people you want to reach out and connect with. That does not mean Plexus. It can, but it doesn't automatically mean that. Set a number. How many are you going to follow up with, invite, share a testimony with that you've already been talking Plexus with? How many a day? Because so many times we're thinking, I have all these people, you get overwhelmed, you don't do anything. Set a number, and then it's much more attainable. And then how many of my ambassadors and customers am I going to reach out and connect with each day? You're breaking it down into bite-sized chunks. You might start off with 3 in each of those categories. Then you maybe think, well, that didn't take long. I can do 5. Okay, so pick a number, see how it works. And if you feel like I can amp it up a little bit because I really want to hit my goal and it didn't take that much time, add a few more. Okay, and then the last task is just a question. Are you registered for convention? Guys, it's still $49. You have up until the day of convention to register. And here's why you want to register. You might be going to a team party and you're thinking, well, I'm going to be going to the party. I'm going to get to see it. But you want access to the recordings because you get 2 weeks to go back and watch. Because I know at watch parties, we're talking, we're eating, we're paying attention, but we're excited and I'm not taking notes. So I like to have that 2 weeks to go back, write my notes, reflect, glean what I'm going to, take from these different trainings. So you want access to those calls. And you also, they're telling us, you want access to whatever the new product special is, or whatever they put together. Those who are registered are either going to get first dibs or the only ones that are going to get access to whatever. And I'm not saying you can't get the new product, but if it comes with like, a towel or a blanket, or you get, I don't know, more for the price of one or something, you want access to that. And it's $49 and it's a tax write-off. So all of those are really great reasons to go ahead and register if you haven't. So I just wanted to say it's coming up. They extended the deadline and it would be fantastic if you could do that. Now I want to talk to you about the prizes. If you were on Erin's call, she did go over it, but I know not all of you were able to be on Erin's call. So here's how at the end of June, if you reach your goal of increasing by 20%, okay, or re-ranking, or ranking up, any of those 3, even if you said my goal was ranking up and you didn't rank up, but you went up by 20%, you qualify. You get invited to dinner with Jules on July 1st, and you will be PayPal'd or Venmo'd $20 to cover your dinner. And there's going to be different Jules on. There's going to be some guests on. We are going to be sharing training, little mini trainings on different topics, and giving away, each of us will be giving away one of our favorite things. So it's exclusive to those who hit one of those goals this month. It will be on July 1st. More details on that to come. But if you either rank up to a brand new rank or you re-rank to your highest achieved rank, like the highest rank you've ever hit in Plexus, if you re-rank to that, you're also going to get a cash bonus. And I meant to pull it up. Pooh. It's good. I want to say silver. Of course, that wouldn't be you guys, but $25, senior silver, $35. I want to say gold, $50, and then it just goes up from there. Again, it's you ranking up to a new rank or re-ranking to the highest rank you've ever been, okay? That will get you the cash bonus and the dinner with Jules. So it's pretty awesome. So let me see. I think I've covered everything because I wanted to go through it quickly because we are recording. So I'm going to stop the recording